Hi, just doing another weight, health and PhD update. I haven't done one in quite a while, so I just thought I'd check in. So weight wise, I am 17 stone 7 point something, can't remember, but obviously I'm not happy with that weight, but it has stopped jumping up at like £2 a week the way it was when I had to double up on the steroids. I am on the mycophenolate, which I think is doing something. You know, these big meds always kind of do something to your weight, but I have been eating junk. Let's not lie here, let's keep it real. I have been eating junk. I have taken to eating frozen pizzas, little frozen subs, because you get 2 in a pack, and they just fit in the air fryer perfectly. I've been eating those way too much. I've also been loving cake again. I say again, have I ever stopped loving cake? But I've been enjoying cake a bit much lately. It's probably to do, like I said, that's why I do this weight, health and PhD. They're all kind of related at the minute. And the PhD looming deadline probably does impact on the weight gain, as well as other things in life, you know. But I am definitely a comfort eater. So that's where my weight is at. I have decided that in the new year, I am going to really do something major about the weight. Not just the weight, but the health. And that's really like my main goal with it, is the health. So, but it's hard. So when you're on, you know, chronic illness, you've got all these different types of medication, you've got all these different types of things going on. It's trying to find the best solution. So I used to do keto, which worked really well. I lost the weight with it. Lost the bloat. I felt really happy with that. You know, it's tricky when you're out and about trying to keep to keto, but I asked, so I was in seeing a consultant about my liver disease, and I asked her if it would impact on my liver if I did keto, and she said it wouldn't impact on my liver, but it would impact on my diabetes because you need some form of carb. So I was like, you know, good point. So then I was thinking lately, well, maybe, you know, I'll cut out dairy and try and get rid of the bloat and the inflammation that way. But then I was thinking, is it a good idea to cut out dairy when I'm on the prednisolone, the steroids for the dermatomyositis, which is, you know, impacts your bones. So thinking that's not a good idea either. But there is certain things that I can stop. So I've been having a lot of sweeteners. So I've been having lots of tea, and I've been having lots of lattes, which I can stop when I'm out. That's my mum's fault. You know, it's not her fault. Nobody pours it down my neck, but she enjoys a latte, and I have been enjoying a latte with her way too much. So after the new year, I'm thinking I can cut out teas and coffees, so that way it removes the sweetener and I can just go back to my peppermint tea. I can maybe, I mean, that's going to cut out a lot of the dairy anyway, the caffeine, you know, these are all stimulants. So I maybe switch to sourdough bread. I never say that right. Is it sourdough? Is it sourdough? Anyway, I'm going to switch to that bread because it's less gluten. So there's, I think the point is I'm not going to go extreme as in full on keto, full on dairy free, but just really make adaptations here and there. But anyway, that will be another video, and that will be something that I will be doing in the new year. So that's where I am kind of with weight, health wise. So I had to go for a lot of tests lately because I think my consultant was thinking that I had celiac disease because I keep getting anemic, really quite anemic. So they're trying to find why I'm getting anemic. So I had to have a blood test, I had to hand in a stool sample, and these are different these days. These are way different. I mean, I've done a few stool samples in my time, and it's just this little tiny stick thing now that you just kind of scrape across and put in a tub, which makes life so much easier. Anyway, enough of that. But I had to hand that in, and then I also had to go and get an endoscopy, which is the camera down the throat, which was not pleasant, but it was not as bad as it could have been. So this is my second time I've had an endoscopy. The first time was before I got diagnosed, and so they give you sedation if you opt to have the sedation. I opted for the throat spray and the sedation, and I think I was so weak before I got diagnosed, like I hadn't eaten in 2 months, so I'd lost about 5 stone in that time. I think the sedation just completely, you know, I wasn't aware of the whole procedure. This time I was aware of the camera going over the throat, which is, you know, not pleasant. But then the nurse told me, you know, breathe deeply, and then the next thing I knew it was over. So the sedation is definitely good, and I would definitely recommend having that. But the good news is I do not have celiac disease. Everything came back normal. So still none the wiser as to why I'm anemic. Although I have been looking on my group, so I'm in a Facebook group, you know, with people with myositis, dermatomyositis, polymyositis, juvenile myositis, all the types of myositis. So I'm in a Facebook group, which is amazing. It's been great since I got diagnosed. But I sort of like typed in anemia to the search, and I think a lot of people with dermatomyositis are anemic. So it could just be that it's because it's an autoimmune condition. It could be all the medication that we have to take. So the good news is the doctor gave me iron tablets to take. Now I can never take iron tablets. They instantly irritate my stomach. I've never been great with them. But the doctor gave me a different type of iron tablet, which I can stomach. And I had bloods taken last week, and I got a phone call yesterday to say that my bloods are still not at normal, but they are improving. So I have to continue with the iron tablets and check my bloods in 2 weeks. So that's good. And I definitely feel, although I say I was feeling the benefits of the iron tablets until a couple of days ago, where I've been feeling quite low again. But in previous videos, you know, I often talk about my obsession with ice poles. It was like an addiction. So, and I knew that was coming from being anemic. And I have noticed that the addiction, you know, I didn't crave them anymore. So I knew that the iron tablets were really helping. But the past few days, I have been wanting them again more and more. So I don't know what's happening there. It could be that the mycophenolate is kicking in now. So mycophenolate is an immunosuppressant. I never can say that right. Why can you say things perfectly until you try and say it on a video? Anyway, immunosuppressant. Yes, that's what it is. So it suppresses the immune system, but it can take a while to kick in. And I think it might be that's starting to kick in, because I'm getting a lot of nausea again, and you know, sort of like cold sweats and stuff. So I had thought it was coming down with the cold, but I'm thinking it is probably the medication. I have been feeling that I've been having quite a bit of inflammation lately. My hands have been hurting, and I've also been getting a lot of pain in my spine at the top, the back of my neck. So I've had it for probably gone on too long for what I should have had it. Like, I've not just slept wrong at this point. So I'm trying to give it another wee while to see if it gets any better, because I need to be careful with that, with being on long-term steroids. I'm going to see my GP, no I'm not, I'm going to see the consultant in December, 2 days before Christmas, and hopefully that will be when he will decide to reduce the steroids again. So I think the goal is to come off the steroids. That's why I'm on mycophenolate. But that is scary, because I'm on 5 milligrams at the minute. I'm already getting lots of pain and stuff, but you know, it's scary stuff when you try and reduce and come off your steroids. But hopefully it will happen. So I think that's what's kind of going on with the health. My scalp has been flaring up a bit. So with dermatomyositis, you get the skin involvement as well as the muscle involvement. And my scalp for the past month or so has been really, really playing up. But again, stress can, you know, impact on the disease, on the flare-ups. So, which leads me to PhD. Now, I am feeling actually generally quite chilled about the PhD. The fact that I have got a full first draft due at the end of November to my supervisors. You know, I sometimes worry that am I too chilled? Like, does it mean it's not going to be good enough? Like, so yeah, but I've been working on it on the time that I can. It's the other things that stress me here. It's the other, you know, life happens when you're trying to do a PhD, you know, try to do it with an illness. Also, my little cat died. So Eric died in the middle of October, and he was my wee buddy. He was my wee person that I said hello to every day when I came in, who I gave cuddles to, who spoke to me and his wee meows when I come in the house, you know. So he was just my wee buddy, and I better probably not go there, but it was very sad to have him not be here. I've got his little picture made into a necklace. I don't know if you can see this. See, it's Eric. So that does bring me some comfort. It has been hard, and I'm now bonding a bit better with Eric's sister Suki, who is also missing him, who now comes up and cuddles in a lot. But I'm a bit allergic to her. But yeah, so that's been hard, dealing with that. And also my mum, still a lot of my time is taken up making sure that my mum's okay, because she has vascular dementia, and more it's noticeable. We did recently go for a little caravan holiday, just me and her, and it was really, really great. It was just a 4-night little break we got, a little last minute deal on Haven. And we went and used the caravan as a base and just went to all the different little towns every day. And we absolutely loved it. It was nice coming back, having somebody to watch TV with. So we're looking out for other little deals, and we'll probably do that every year if she is feeling okay. I know she gets more frustrated now because she's forever losing everything in the house, because she just doesn't remember what she's done with it, which is really frustrating for her. And even on days when I'm like, right, I need to do a PhD, like, right, I'm going to be doing PhD Monday, Tuesday at the house, I'm not leaving the house, and she gets very depressed if I don't go and get her. My sister does do bits, but you know, she's got the kids as well. But it's a difficult situation. So this stuff's sort of happening while I'm doing the PhD. And I am trying to be a bit selfish. I've got to be, because, you know, I've got to have this in. But on the other hand, you know, you're not going to get any moment back with your mum once her mind's gone and stuff. So if it goes, hopefully she'll be okay. I mean, she's got dementia, it's going to go, but you know, I can live in denial for a little bit longer. So those things are happening. I've been working on feedback from both supervisors, which has been great feedback. And the way I'm attacking it at the minute is, rather than sitting down and doing a big lump section where I might feel the pressure there, I'm kind of scrolling through and just doing little bits here and there. So hopefully when I do sit to go through each section, a lot of the work will have been done. So I've had to do a little bit more reading, a little bit adding in some more literature that I just think is important at this stage. I think if that's one thing that I wish I could have more time for, is just to do a more thorough literature review. I feel like I've done not too bad, but I definitely know that'll be one of my weakest points of the thesis, just because I know I could do so much better. But you know, you've got to do what you can do with what life throws at you. So I am excited that that's going to be in. And actually this morning I actually got a little bit of, oh goodness, I need to write acknowledgements. What acknowledgements am I going to write? And oh, I've still got to write an abstract. So just little things like that. But I absolutely know 100% that I will have a thesis to submit at the end of December to meet the deadline. I'm just hoping by that point I can keep it right within the word count. So I think that's what's going to be a lot of work over Christmas, is getting the word count. I don't think I'm sitting at a scary high amount right now. So I think I'm sitting at like 85,000, where the deadline, the limit is 80,000. I've still to add in the references. I have that in a separate file, so those are included in the word count, but appendices, or is it the appendices are? I can't remember. I think the appendices are, which they're sitting at about 4,000 words. So I just need to be careful with that, but I am excited and it will be submitted. And that's, I think it's once that's done, that's when the scary stuff starts, and it's preparing for the Viva, because I am really, really anxious about that. But I'm trying not to think about it. I've actually started looking into Buddhism as a way to, you know, just chill out, and I just really quite like the philosophy. So I'm looking into that, and hopefully that will help when it comes to the Viva. I've been doing a lot of chanting, got my mala beads. So yeah, that's my weight, health and PhD update. Hopefully the next one will be that I have submitted my PhD. Exciting times. Whatever you do for the rest of the week, I hope you get to spend your spoons on something fun.